Hey guys, welcome back to some more Fire Emblem Heroes. This morning, I woke up and I immediately grabbed my phone and opened Fire Emblem Heroes. That's what I do on important mornings like this one. I looked at the Double Special Heroes banner bleary-eyed to see how I did with my prediction. I was initially happy to see that Sonya was there, but then I had to do a double take as I noticed that Owain was not there. Then I had to do a triple take as I noticed that Duo Lyn was there for some reason. This double special hero banner really sent me for a whirl, but what if I told you that I can probably explain why the banner turned out like this? Go ahead and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content, and let's just get right into it with a retrospective of this last August prediction. This is the forecast we were working with back in June. Based on that, I made this prediction. I had Manuela and Fafnir on red, Carla and Owain on blue, Azura and Sonya on green, and then Robin and Soren on colorless. We can just cut right to the chase. This was completely wrong. We did not get Owain on blue. Instead, we got Delthea, and we didn't get Soren either. Instead, we got Duo Lyn, who wasn't even on the forecast. What good is the forecast if what we ended up getting wasn't even on the forecast as like a possibility? I fell off big time, and I hope to redeem myself today somewhat. So yeah, here's what the banner actually looked like. What I was actually looking out for was to see if they would do Azura and Sonya color sharing. If they weren't going to do that, that would have caused huge problems later on in the later months, and so seeing that they did have Sonya here was actually nice because it means that they're still willing to do the two duos or harmonized heroes color sharing occasionally. They won't go out of their way to avoid it. This was also good because if Manuela didn't run this time, then she probably would have just been banished to the Shadow Realm. If there was ever a time for them to say, you know what, we're just gonna skip over this character in the double special hero lineup, it would have been now, because we actually just had Manuela on a banner about 2 months ago. So she's still here, which confirms that we're not doing skips. Okay, now let me start to explain why I think the banner turned out like this, starting with the elephant in the room, which is Duo Lyn. This is actually a huge deal because this is the first time we've ever gotten a double special hero banner with more than 2 duo units or harmonized units. What I did was I looked later into the forecast into not the next banner, but the banner after that one, and I realized that it was actually going to be impossible to have a second colorless unit on that banner that wasn't only 3 months old. And if you don't know, if you haven't been following these predictions for a long time, they will never do a rerun of a special hero that is less than 3 months old. They'll do 4 months old, but not 3 months old. I don't have a graphical representation of what this would have looked like, but here is my word pad where you can see it basically follows what the forecast would have looked like if my August prediction was correct. So you can see by the time we get to November, we have basically run out of colorless heroes that aren't Duo Nina, and even if we did have Duo Nina at that point, she would be only 3 months old. So based on this, no matter what, we were gonna need some kind of filler hero and colorless this month. This was something I actually probably could have seen coming, admittedly. Basically, I would have had to assume that we were going to get 1 colorless hero per banner in these last 2 banners. But yeah, I think that's something I could have reasonably seen coming. Now, the fact that it was Duo Lyn in particular is really weird. I'm choosing not to focus on that because I don't want to distract from the greater point, which is that this was just an example of a time where they were going to need a filler hero for colorless. And Lyn was just a desirable choice, I suppose, as far as they were concerned. It makes sense because Robin has a far save skill, which is obviously going to be really good, and so they want that color to be desirable to pull on, right? It kind of reminds me of when we had Gustav and a harmonized Katria together, but never mind that. So the other thing that stood out on this banner was the fact that we actually only got 1 4-star hero, which was Manuela, and Owain got skipped for seemingly no reason. This was actually the thing that stood out to me more so than Lyn. I just thought it was so weird that they skipped Owain. For the last several double special hero banners, we've been getting 2 4-star heroes per banner, and so I was really sure that this time we were going to get either Owain or Henry, but we didn't get either. I can sort of explain this too, because once again, looking later into the forecast, what I realized was that either in this month or in November, they were going to have to do only one 4-star hero on a banner. You can see what that alternate timeline looks like here. Basically, it's my August prediction, except Lynja is there. And then we have Owain on blue in August. In October, we have Claude and Henry. And in November, our only 4-star focus left that we can have is Ilyana, because we can't do Cecilia on red since we have Harmonized Edelgard, and we can't do Claude or anybody else on blue because we have Duo Thor there. And we couldn't do Soth either because at that point he would only be 3 months old. Now, if that was a long explanation and I lost you, don't worry, I have some takeaways here. The first takeaway is that we can basically confirm that we're going to get a double special hero banner in November. There's really no other way to explain why we needed to get Lynn as a filler here, because, yeah, like we absolutely have to get a banner in November. We're going to get one in October, and we're going to get one in November. That's been the pattern for the last 2 years, but now we have a confirmation. Second takeaway, they had to bring in a filler for colorless no matter what, otherwise there would be an early rerun in November. That is a too early rerun, so 3 months. Third takeaway, between August and November, one of them absolutely needed to have just one 4-star focus, and as far as I can tell, it would have been impossible to tell which one. So on that one, I can give myself more credit. I couldn't necessarily see that one coming. Fourth takeaway, they're still willing to do 2 duos or harmonized heroes together, which is good. Fifth takeaway, they will deviate from having 2 4-star focuses on every banner if it's necessary to avoid early reruns. And perhaps the most important takeaway, the most consistent rules, in quotes, still apply, i.e. don't freak out just because Duolin is here. We can still maintain some semblance of order, even though we were all sent for a whirl when we saw Duolin on this banner out of nowhere. The infamous Lynja jump scare. Also, final takeaway, I should probably start refreshing these predictions before the banners come out. The way I've been doing it until now has been to basically get the predictions out as soon as possible. As soon as I get a new double special hero banner, I push out a new prediction, because then at that point we have a lot of new data to work with, obviously, since we know what the last banner was. But this was an example of a time where if I had refreshed my predictions maybe a week or 2 before this banner came out, then I maybe could have seen this coming with the filler Lynn. I hope you will continue to watch these forecast videos despite my epic failure. Speaking of forecasts, let's move on to the future. Oh yeah, that's right, we still need to gray out these old guys. So there we go, we're graying out those old guys. We're cutting out those banners. And here we go. Alright, here's our new forecast. We've now added the Summer 2 banner and the Thieves banner. My prediction for the October banner is Nyla and Ike on red, Owain and Claude on blue, Maria and Roy on green, and then Soren and Micaiah on colorless. Our next duo heroes are Ike and Roy, so there's no surprises there, they're just next in the order. I feel pretty confident they'll do Nyla instead of Mia, just because, like, what's the point of having Mia color share with Ike again? That wouldn't be very interesting. What sticks out here is the fact that we're actually missing Henry again in favor of Claude, so our 2 4-star focuses are going to be Owain and Claude on blue. That's because we actually have to get these 2 out of the way now, because Thor is going to need to share with Lilina in November. I don't know how to feel about Micaiah rerunning so early. This will be 4 months after her debut, and I just got done plus 10ing her, so I guess that's another L for me. I could have gotten Soren merges while I was at it, but that's okay. I couldn't have really known that things were going to work out this way. My prediction for November has Mia and Edelgard on red, Lilina and Thor on blue, Ilyana and Dimitri on green, and then Henry and Nifl on colorless. And I feel pretty good about this one. This one's actually, I would say, almost set in stone. The only room for variations would be like if they wanted to do Sophia instead of Mia for some reason, or if they wanted to do Erica instead of Dimitri, but I really don't think that that we're in danger of this one being inaccurate. Although I guess that does assume that the October prediction is accurate. And then finally, the prediction for the following banner, whether it's in January or February, has Sophia and Cecilia on red, Kath on blue, Erica and Soth on green, and then Nina on colorless. As far as the January or February thing goes, I believe in 2020 we did not get a banner in January, but we did get one in February. But then in 2021 we got banners on both January and February, so who really knows? I could see them moving around Cecilia, so maybe we would get Leon instead of Cecilia. I don't know if we've had an example of a time where we've had like 2 units color share in their original banner and then color share again in the double special hero, but yeah, for now I'm just gonna play it safe and say that they'll do Cecilia. And that's it for the predictions. I actually have a reformatted version of this graphic here. This might be easier to look at. This way you can pretty clearly see who's on which banner. There's one version without the outlines, and here's one... Wait, did I say with or without? Okay, well here's one with the outlines, here's one without. So there you go, you can screen cap whichever one you prefer. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are there any heroes here that you're looking forward to pulling for? How do you feel about this current banner? If you've already done pulls on it, then let me know. Otherwise, go ahead and subscribe and stay tuned for the next forecast and the next predictions. And I think I may actually do a summoning session on this newest banner because I was looking out for Sonya. So look forward to that. That's going to be it for me though. Catch you guys next time.